Ladies and gents, this is your personal virus, and it is a pleasure for me to welcome you to something new. We will try something different today. I've been working for a couple of days, a couple of weeks actually, on a new channel design, and I thought, why not try and do that together? It can't go that wrong, can it? I have never really done anything like this before. I'm using GIMP. I guess you pronounce it like that. It's an open source, totally free graphics something software. So this is what I'm using for my channel art, for my thumbnails, for pretty much everything. Right now I'm having this here as a channel art. It is mostly really a try. Here you see the image in full size. I'll get to the sizes in just a second. We'll do a little bit of talking before we get down to a time lapse of me doing that thing. So that thing was my first try, and I did that kind of design because here you have the channel art I had before. This one was done for me by the Gaming Jess. I'm really grateful she did that for me. But the problem I have with it, even though I like it, it's only showing Minecraft, and for quite a while now my channel is past the point where I only do Minecraft. We do many games, and I wanted a channel art that kinda expresses that. So I wanted something that has separation in it, different sections where I can express and show off different fields of games. So let us switch back into the program here. So this is what we want to do today. I don't really like the one I have right now. That really was a first try, and it doesn't fit together. We need something that fits, and I have an idea in mind that I quite like, and I will explain to you what it is about while we go. But let's first real quickly explain what we have here. This is a template for a YouTube channel art. I did not make this myself, I downloaded it. The link to this will be in the video description. The guy explains everything about it, so I will just briefly scratch the surface. You have these different colors here, and basically they explain your areas that you have. The red one, for example, as it is labeled, is the absolute minimum that should be displayed. Like, in theory, YouTube will never display less than this here. It's not quite true. I have seen pages where it displays less, but this is what you should work with. This is your minimum. Now this right here, if we maybe go with that rectangle here, if you see that, this would be on a tablet, on the regular tablet. And if we expand it a bit further, this would be what you can see max on a PC screen, if your screen is that wide. So bearing that in mind, you want to have something that works for all these different sections. And if you take the whole thing, this is what you would see on a smart TV if you use a YouTube app there and go to the channel. So all these things you have to keep in mind. And on top of that, this area here, the blue one, is what can be taken up by your channel image, your logo. And this down here is what can be taken up, depending on the width of the screen, by your social links, Facebook, Twitter, whatever you might have there. So a lot of things to keep in mind and to consider. And I hope what I have in mind will work with that. So without any further ado now, let's get started. So first off, I'm just organizing myself a little bit. I want to keep the grid, and I want to keep these colorized markers that show me where the channel icon can be, like our logo in the top left there, and where the social links could be down there in the right, the light blue one. So once I know that, I can start placing my first objects. I'm going with circles here. Right now, I bet you don't really know what that is supposed to be. What I am focusing on is that the centerpieces of these circles are in the visual things. Like 3 of them are in the minimum size and the other 2 are in the max size. That will be important for later. I haven't planned this out too much, I really only have a general idea, and we will see how that works for us here and how it progresses throughout the whole thing. So now I'm placing down smaller circles around the bigger one. Each of these bigger ones will have a few smaller ones, and you still might think, what? And we will only do the minimum view area, or no, the general view area. Like not the one for the TVs, for the smart TVs, only the one for desktop. That we will do here together. Then we'll have a little cut. And then we'll do the next thing, adding a few more larger dots now to the large dots that have smaller dots. And I bet you think, what? But I'm pretty sure it will look cool. I mean, it looks like something already, doesn't it? And we just dotted it out a bit. We did not do much really. But it will be really cool in not too long. I have figured out the sizes of these guys. Oh, I removed that one. It wasn't a bad spot, I decided. I figured out the sizes for the dots and the lines that I want in a head, just so I wouldn't have to try out too much here on camera. I think that one is placed... No, it's okay. It's okay. A few of these we will remove. As I said, this is work in progress. I am doing a voiceover in this part of the video, but most of it I just recorded live, and some of it I did the commentary for live. So we will make mistakes, and I am far from being a professional with GIMP. Far from it. I know a few things about it, but that is all. Really, you can call me a noob. Oh yeah, see, that doesn't work. So this one has to go. You can call me a noob. I'm not offended. I would be offended if you call me a pro, because I'm just not. There for sure are ways to make it look better, to make life easier there while working, but I do what I can. We're doing the best we can. And for that, it will be pretty good, in my opinion. Now, as you could see earlier, some of these guys are connecting where others aren't, and these connection lines will be the separators between these several sections that I want to have here. I want a section for survival games, a section for games that are still in alpha, a section for sandbox games, just so that I can show these different types of games off a little bit and kinda, convey the message that this is my channel, this is what I'm playing on my channel. That's the general idea. So we go with a few more of these dots, now a few smaller ones. And what I am hoping is that this will create kind of a 3D-ish effect. Like some bubbles are larger, they are in the foreground, where others are smaller, they are in the background. Not sure if we will succeed there. But right now, we are done with the first general thing there. I'm bringing back in the markers, just so that I can see where everything would be and if it lines up, because the grid helps, but it's not perfect. So with the markers, it's easier for me to work there. Now I am punching holes in the things we've just made. These, I don't know, I just think they add a bit more of variety to the whole thing. So I will keep punching holes in these guys now, and we'll make a little cut and see each other again once I am done here and we do something interesting again, rather than just punching holes in things. Okay, now we come to the part where we do something and where we make use of some of GIMP's functionality. I created a square layer there that had a white background, so I could use the render option and render me some clouds in. These clouds I then used the map to object thing on, and we have this interestingly rendered, shaped, textured sphere. I just colored it and saved it, and these spheres, wow, that's a difficult to pronounce word, we will have in the larger orbs there. And maybe I can tell you that much already. I bet you're still wondering what we are doing here. These things will hold the captions, like for the different games we have, alpha, survival, sandbox. These will be in these orbs. So let me finish them. Let me generate the rest of the layers. You don't have to see that over and over again. And we will cut here. There we are. all of them, for the center part at least, are in. I colored them all differently just because this way I can later on, if we for example have Minecraft games, and Minecraft will be sandbox and sandbox will be the cyan color, so all Minecraft videos will have a thumbnail which is cyan color based. Oh, here I removed these guys because I realized they are in a bad spot. They will be in the way later on. So yeah, survival games could be red, alpha games could be blue. This way you can see what type of game I'm playing there in case you don't know it, just by seeing the main color of the thumbnail. I thought that would be a good idea, so that's what we're going with here. Once again, I'm sure you could do what I'm doing here a lot easier, but it's how I do it, and I have to say I quite enjoy erasing things by hand. Why I had to remove these is so that I can, wrong color, create a better separation. As I said, I want these lines to be the separation between the different game types, and the way I had them before, it would not have worked. Difficult to explain at this point, but you'll see, we are getting there. And maybe you have an idea of what we are doing here? What these shapes are supposed to be? They look a bit like planets, don't they? If they wouldn't have the connecting lines. And I hope that with the connecting lines, they actually give the impression of little, like, not really cells, but what you would see if you look in a microscope, and a really good one, and see really tiny things, like, I don't know the English words for them, but I wanted them to look like, wow, could you get your English right, please? I wanted them to look like little viruses. I mean, virus eggs, so why not have little tiny microscopian virus-like thingies? I like the idea. So this is what we have there. Now I am starting to try out some text. The font I'm using here is called Old Virus, which is pretty funny, and it fits so well for this here. It's a totally free font. I will link it in the video description as well. And I just like how it flows with everything here. We are on this, microscopish design, and this font looks like it's made out of cells that are partially missing and everything. I think it just works so well here. Now I am trying out how I can make the text stand out. I tried the opposite color of the cyan, which would be a type of red, but I just hated that. So now I am trying to add a white background to it. Whoop, messed that up. But this won't look good either, I can tell you that much already, once I'm done and manage to get my things sorted out. There we go. Nope, not liking it. So we will just go for some drop shadow right there. Yeah, playing around with some opacity of the white, but I still don't like it. And the drop shadow works out really well. Oh yeah, first I do the lens flare effect, and that is so cool because it underlines the 3D-ish effect of the sphere that we created earlier, in my opinion. It makes the text slightly look like it's bending around as well, even though it isn't. And now I'm at the drop shadow part, trying out white first. Looks horrible, so we go with black. And I think that looks really, really good. I like it a lot. So this will be what I do now. Get in the other sections there, and you don't have to watch that. Oh yeah, I'm also organizing my things a bit better. So let's make another cut and check it out once everything's done. Which it is now. Here we have all the sections: retro games, alpha games, survival games, sandbox games, and puzzle games. These are the sections I decided to go with. And now we are doing the thing we did for the larger orbs with the smaller ones. The exact same thing. Get us a square layer, do a cloud shape on it, then use map to object and map it to a sphere. Random colorizing, just make it look interesting. It shouldn't be too colorful, but yet still, if it pops a bit, that's not bad, is it? Not in my opinion, at least. Alrighty, so once we're done with these guys, we can finally focus on the two very large orbs that I haven't really done anything with yet, and maybe you were wondering about them. I haven't forgotten about them. They will act the same way as the separators, like the red, yellow, cyan, purple and green one, but they will hold the texts Virus X, maybe Virus X plays? I am not sure. And in the lower one we will have our slogan, Get Infected. Now you will only see these if you visit the channel on a smart TV, as I said earlier, but that's okay, that's okay. We don't have to have too much text in the channel art and in the thumbnail, also not, in my opinion. Like as it is right now, I think I have too much text and too little, like, people don't really want to read, do they? If they would want to read, they would read a book and not watch YouTube. At least that's what I think. So I'm trying to go more with visual styles rather than text. Things should speak for themselves, either with colors or with shapes. You know, as I said earlier, we can color code our games by type. With this here, at least this is the plan. I hope it will work out, it should. I am quite happy with the whole idea, the new theme of it, and I really hope you are as well. Now, this video itself, nothing that I will do regularly. I am not an artist. I am not the type who's good at explaining what he does while he's doing what he does. Like, I can't really talk about my thoughts process in such a situation. If I would do this live, what I'm doing with after commentary now, it would be horrible, because I can't talk and think at the same time. It's new, it just won't happen. Up there, I'm now adding a few smaller orbs, just so that we have a few more points of interest, so to say, and can get in a few more separations, because even though this looks rather small, the dimensions of this image are really huge, and we will fill the empty spots with screenshots of games later on. And I don't even think I have any screenshot that would be large enough for the sections we have right now. So we need a few more of these cellular virus thingies that add a few more separations to the whole thing. Up there, just to, I don't know, give the image the impression that it is cut out from a larger image, even though it will be anyways for most people except those who come from a smart TV. Anyways, just adding a few more things so it's not so plain and we have a few more points of interest, as I said earlier. And we are about done with that section now. What I will just do real quickly here is what we've seen already, get us some layers in so we have more spheres. I will color them, maybe get the text in as well, and then we will make another jump cut to the next part of our creative video. Okay, I am liking it a lot already. Oh, you could complain about the black lights, but black lines, not lights, but they will be better in the end. We have Virus X plays up here, Get Infected down there, and you could say, hey, that's way too busy. You can't see anything there really. But if we activate the grid and keep in mind that here will be a clear cut for 90% of all the viewers and those who will see it on a big screen, I think then this is totally okay, because if you have a big TV, you let your eyes wander over it, right? And you want to discover things, and then I think it's really, really good. Maybe not really, really good, but it's good enough. So let's get down to the interesting part. Let's get some game screenshots in and see if we can make that work. Here we go. Now this is where it all comes together. This is where you realize, does your design work or not, in my opinion. Maybe I should have marked out the areas first before actually working on so many details like the orbs and everything. Because if my areas are marked out poorly now and I only realized that now, then I would have to redo a lot. But either luckily or because I planned it nicely, I guess we're just lucky. So lucky as we are, it works out for us, mostly. There are some connections missing still, but I knew that. What I am doing right here is tracing out where we would cut out the, you can see it in a second. Like, I selected the inner part there and cut out the rest, then realized I have to move that guy further up, so else we would have the blank gap, and that we don't want. So a bit more of adjusting, moving right and left, and then we can do the selecting thing again. And as you can see there, for example, in the top right, we will have a blank spot right now. In just a second, there's a line that is just white. There's no connection between the viruses, so we'll add some there. And I knew that this would happen, that I wouldn't have everything in that I needed just yet, but I thought I'd leave that until I get the actual pictures in, and we can see where we need them best. Here I have some Ark Survival Evolved screenshots, and I did not really like the coloring. It kind of looked so, I don't know, plain, is that the word maybe? So I recolored them slightly, played around with brightness and contrast a bit, and I think it looks a lot better after that. And this guy fits in that spot so perfectly. So he will go there. That is pretty cool. And there we have another section where we will have to add more connections later on there as well. And I just made these connections up on the spot because it should be rather easy to add more of the orbs in. Now we've done it a few times and we know how to. So here we have 2 screenshots in already, and I think it looks promising. Now I want one of Stranded Deep, because these are the 3 main games I'm playing at the moment, and I've been playing them for a while, and I think I will play them for a long time still. Stranded Deep, Ark Survival Evolved, and Minecraft. Once again, adjusting the colors a bit, just so it, I don't know, it looked too grayish, like too bright with too little contrast, so adjusted that a bit. Now I'm trying to move it in a nice spot so that I can see the water as well as the little house that I built in this screenshot. It doesn't work for me, so I decided to just mirror this layer, and then it works out perfectly. In the top corner we can have the house, and there we can have the beautiful ocean of Stranded Deep. So this is what I've been doing here. This is what I will be doing for quite a while now. Overall, making this channel art has took me about 4 hours, which is not too bad, but once again, I'm sure someone who knows how to use GIMP properly and who has a bit more experience with things like that, I'm sure you can do that way faster and have a way better outcome. But at least here I can say I did that myself, and I have to say I'm quite proud of that. That I've done everything on my channel myself now. The thumbnails, the channel art, the intro. I'm quite proud of that. I mean, it's not super professional, but I did it. And that usually matters most to me. Like, I know that other people can do things better than I can, but I want to try still. Makes me happy. Oh, look at that, Stardew Valley. A game that you have not seen on my channel, but a game that I've been playing a lot, and it just fits perfectly in the retro section, even though it's a rather new game. I'm not sure if I'll do a let's play. In my opinion, there are tons of really good let's plays out there, Casual Avid Gamer for example. And I don't know, the game is limited, it has an end, and you wouldn't watch that over and over again, right? So, I don't know. But I'm rambling now, and we're getting to the part where you've seen what I'm doing here. You've seen how I move these things around, how I cut them, and how I layer them, and whatnot. So we will make the last jump cut, I think, and get into the final phase of the thing. Okay guys, here we are, and I know what you're thinking. I can guess what you're thinking. You say, busy, way too busy. And yeah, as it is at the moment, I agree. Gotta keep a few things in mind, like it'll be cut off on top right there. roughly on most of the devices and on the bottom right there. So you only see a small section of it, which will help. And if you see all of it, you'll see it on a way larger screen, as I said earlier. But we gotta do one last thing in order to make that whole thing look a bit better. Because what I think makes it so busy are the rather thin lines. And even though you'll see it closer, it'll be a bit zoomed in when you see it on the most screens, the lines still feel really busy, don't they? So to finish it off, we will try to get us some shadows in. Let me get some drop shadow here. Important to not allow him that. Let's say 2. I want these really close and I want them really thick. Okay. Show it again. And do it in the opposite direction. Okay, let's zoom in and check how that looks. That did not really do too much. Okay. Let me see, maybe we have to go with these here as well. Maybe that'll help it. Maybe. Now -2 and 2. Then we have it going in all of the directions. And I mean, it's definitely darker. Okay, let's try one more thing. I want a thinner shadow. Let's maybe say about 70. And I want that guy 15 away. What kind of effect would that give us? And do it in the other direction as well. -15. That is not 15. -15 and -15. So, okay. Oh yeah. Oh yes. I do like that. And I know what you are saying now. It's too dark, it's too black, it's too much. Stay with me. Bear with me, alrighty? I have one more thing in mind, and I think that'll help here. We'll select the basic shape of shapes, and then we'll try one more filter. We will try the fog here. We'll go for... yeah, this color isn't bad actually. Maybe a bit darker. And we will see how that looks now. How will that look? Oh guys, I like it. Oh guys, I quite like that. Now the problem is, right here it's too dark for my taste. Other than that, like, oh, as it is here, this is perfect down here. Okay, what we should try and do, let's undo this here, select nothing. Let's actually make us a new layer, make it, let's say 8000 by 8000 and make it white. Super large layer, let's kinda center it. Oh, that's that's large. Okay, that might take a while now. That could take a little while now. Oh, not too bad. Not too bad at all. Okay. Oh yeah, now we can move the fog around as we please. We'll just do that. This is quite a bit of stress for my PC now. And now we can move the shape around and color things as we want them. This is a bit too much there for my taste. Wait a second, I like that part. Maybe like so. No, then we don't have enough over there. Oh, here we have a large free spot. Oh, this is getting interesting. This is getting somewhere. Now the only thing I don't like is that we have this part completely free again. Uh-oh. Don't do that. Don't do that. Only move the clouds layer, please. Okay. We can surely find something here. The most fog seems to be in the center. Come on, give me a good spot. Give me a good spot here. What about that? That's a bit much. Still, oh, that's really much now. Maybe we have to do a different attempt because that is... Oh, whereby? Oh, whereby? Whereby? Let's go with that. Let's go with the super intense bit here that covers almost everything. Okay, we'll go to shapes. We will select by color. Zip. We will go to the cloud shape, which is our fog. Invert the selection and hit delete. Alrighty. This layer we can delete as well, we don't need it. And now we can just lower the opacity of that thing. No. Alright, this is what I will do now. I'll play around with the fog because in general I really like it whereby this isn't bad, is it? This is not so bad. I don't know, let me play around. I'm not 100% satisfied. Once I am, I'll bring you back in and we'll upload the thing live. Yeah, actually, that spot not perfect. That spot isn't bad. It's not bad. This spot here is the only one that, but overall, I would say let's try it. Let's try it before I play around here for hours and hours still, and we upload it and realize it looks horrible. We still don't know that. We have no clue. So let's say we want to export it. I want to export it as a JPEG actually, because else it'll be too big for YouTube. Alrighty, let's check here. This is how the JPEG looks. Pretty much what we just saw. This is my channel at the moment. Here you can see how the image resizes. And now let's see, that's the current one we've seen earlier, not my favorite really. Let's see if the new one is any better. Uploading should go quickly. Okay, that does look really busy. Well, let's say select. Okay. Gotta get used to it a bit. I do like these guys. I do like them. You don't really see them, do you? You don't really see that they are supposed to be little viruses? No, you don't really see that. But overall, I like it loads better than what we had just a minute ago. I think it is a really great start. I just have to play around with the fog a bit more, and then I think I'm really happy with it. I like the shape it does here. You can see the little slime there. Yeah, I'll play around with the final touches of it, but this will be it for the video. You've seen me working on this, you've seen me derping around. Everyone, all of you who know how to use GIMP properly, you most likely facepalmed a couple of times. I'm sorry about that. I only do what I feel like doing. I'm not a professional with this, not even close. So I really hope you found this entertaining and interesting. I hope I will see you in the other episodes, and I really hope I got you infected.